I am Santana Shipley, the Community Operations Manager for the IAGA.
And I am Jon Mays, Executive Director of the Minnesota Golf Association.
Right on. And today we are here to discuss Golf Day in Minnesota. So just to kind of start out, as your state has one of the highest golf participation rates in the US, your association continues your efforts in advancing the game, which says a lot about both you and your organization, as well as your just impact towards the game. So kind of to start us out here, I wanted to ask, unlike traditional state golf days that focus on advocacy, this was an event that encouraged golfers to actually get out and play. And obviously, this is a unique approach. So I kind of just wanted to ask how that started and where the idea came from.
Yeah, we have, like you said, we have here in Minnesota a really avid golfing community. We only have a handful of months throughout the year where we can actually play because of our weather up here. So once the weather turns and our golfers have a chance to get out, they do so in waves. And it's really great to see. We have a heavy population of public golfers here and public golf courses that are really great members of the MGA. So, our thought with Golf Day was really just to utilize this opportunity to sort of kick off the season, but also just celebrate all the great things that are happening throughout the state and throughout the industry. And ultimately we used it kind of as a marketing ploy in order for us to, tap into social media, tap into some other alternative forms of media, and generate as much coverage for golf in general and for our association as we could. So, we had local golf influencers and other athlete influencers on social media promote the day. And then we also had, just more general media outlets promoting it. We were on TV, we were on the radio promoting the event and the day. So ultimately it turned out well. I think a good start to it and a great opportunity for some room for growth.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess that actually sways perfectly into my next question. So you talked a bit about kind of what you did to engage during the event. What are some of the strategies that you used to promote this event prior to it happening?
Yeah, most of that happened, through kind of that influencer project, and really identifying some key people through social media that we knew had a large following and tapping into them to tell our story. So, we asked local, kind of golf influencers as well as just some athletes that we knew were into golf here in the area. We tapped into that network and we asked them to just share videos that was sort of just really authentic and nothing too overly produced. Just most of them were just sort of selfie videos. Some of them were shot, on phones and whatnot, and very organic material that just talked about their love of the game, how they got into it. Some of them, have been lifelong golfers. Some of them just picked up the game recently. So it was a cool opportunity to see how golf can impact a wide array of people. And we posted those sort of on like a weekly schedule leading up to it over the course of the month, and just use that sort of as a way for us to engage a wider community, a wider audience, and to generate some interest in the event and just kind of pique the interest of the golfing community at large rather than just through our membership, which is our typical channels hit our membership. And we were able to get a lot wider audience through these influencers.
Hi, my name is Emma Carpenter. I'm a former golfer for the University of Minnesota, and I'm a huge supporter of the MGA. Golf has been such a big part of my life, has absolutely shaped me and who I am, and nothing makes me happier than to see more and more opportunities come up for young girls to get into the game of golf that we love so much. So go play, go post, and support Youth on Course.
Yeah, absolutely. Influencers, I swear, are a huge topic right now, for a lot of different things. So, right on. I'd say just for the next question, how would you say golfers across the state responded to the event, and did the level of participation, meet your expectations?
Yeah, we encourage people to get out and play on that day, as you referenced. It was the first Saturday in June, and our biggest push was that if you played on that day and you posted a score to the GiA&x app, that our sponsors would donate $5 per round, which obviously corresponds with the $5 youth on course fee for the youth on course kids. So that was our biggest push, was to get people out and play, and then to have them actually post a round. And we had over 11,000 people do that, which is really again a testament to the golfing community that we have here. It was even raining in a lot of parts of the state during the early mornings, and that didn't really hinder us. We're pretty hardy up here in Minnesota, so a little rain didn't force us away from the course, and we still had a great turnout, and ultimately, we saw people talking about it, which was our goal from the start, was to just have people talk about the day, talk about the impact that it can have, and ultimately just talk about golf and how golf can do a lot of great things for individuals and for communities. So we did see a good turnout, both at the event that we hosted, as well as throughout the state. We had over 20 different courses hosting, variety of events, from youth clinics to, family days. All sorts of stuff was going on throughout the state. So really a great turnout. It was awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. So just out of curiosity, your relationship with Youth on Course for this event specifically, how did that get to the point to where it's at now?
Yeah, Youth on Course, has been an amazing partner for us. We're fortunate that we have the second largest Youth on Course program in the country, just behind Northern Cal. And this year we're going to surpass 20,000 members, and probably have those 20,000 kids playing over 100,000 rounds, which is pretty unbelievable. And for us to have those types of numbers, obviously it's really gotten into the community, and it's a huge talking point among golfers and just people in general. You go out to little league games, and you go out to wherever throughout the community, and people are talking about it, just because most people who are somewhat involved in the game know a kid who's a member, know a family that's been benefited by this awesome program. And so, through our foundation, we're able to raise quite a bit of money to obviously help subsidize those rounds. And then we figured that because of how big it's grown here in Minnesota, that it would be a good, kind of a good anchor for golf day, and a good thing for us to really promote throughout that day. So we were promoting membership in Youth on Course. We were also promoting donations back to the program as well. So, it's a pretty easy marketing tagline to say that we're going to give kids golf for $5. And, for us to be able to go out there and kind of put our money where our mouth is, it's pretty simple tagline when you can do that.
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to golf for $5. So
Yeah, wouldn't we all?
yeah. So obviously it was a very successful event. I just kind of wanted to ask what your plans are for next year's Golf Day Minnesota, and how you envision its growth and impact.
Yeah, bigger and better. I think we have sort of a blueprint for what we think we can do. I don't think we're going to go away from sort of the general idea that this is a marketing event at its core. We want to spread the word about golf and everything that golf is doing. Obviously, we want to raise some money through it, but ultimately, I don't think that the reasoning behind the event is to raise money. I think it's to raise awareness, more so than the actual money behind it. And the money will come eventually, and we know that supports great causes. But the more we can get people talking about golf and talking about all the great things that golf can do in people's lives and in our communities, I think that that's the baseline. That's ultimately what is most important about this day. So, my vision is that we have more course participating throughout the state. So we're we're a pretty big state, and it's tough for us to get up into sort of northern Minnesota, where we have a lot of great resort style courses and courses that are kind of in the greater Minnesota area. So I think the more we can penetrate those areas and get up there to have them participating in a day like this, hosting an event, hosting their own kind of membership drives and things like that, and promoting on their social media pages. Ultimately, I think that's where we want to take it, is to make sure that the whole state, at the course level and at the individual golfer level, is talking about it and, getting excited about the golf season, seeing the good things that all of our different, philanthropic, golf related foundations are doing throughout the state. That's the ultimate goal, and we'll just keep on growing it bigger and better in that way.
Yeah, absolutely. So with that being said, what advice would you give to another association that's interested in organizing a state golf day event based on your experience with this year?
Yeah, I think you gotta identify what you want the outcome to be. If your primary goal is to raise money, that's great. I think you can do a lot of great things if you know that that's sort of your primary mission of the day. If your primary mission is to drive social media awareness, great, go for that. But ultimately, you have to you got to identify kind of what your core mission is for the day, what you want the outcome to be, and then attack that, and everything else kind of can run from there. So having your course members throughout the state buying into it and really being a part of it is crucial. We had both public and private participating in it. Municipal courses, resort courses, they were all, for the most part, kind of on board with it and got excited about it. We started early trying to get in their ear and say that, we're not asking much of them. We're wanting to promote them. We want people to go out and play their courses and spend money at their courses. And when they know that the motives are pure, then I think that they're quick to get on board with something like that. And a lot of times these courses just need your support to drive some marketing to them or drive a little bit of awareness to their products. So being in their corner and just utilizing this as a day that ultimately is good for the industry and isn't going to, we're not taking traffic away from one course and trying to drive it somewhere else. We're just trying to help everyone, and that's ultimately the goal. So yeah, I think picking your mission, picking what you want the outcome to be, and just sticking with that, being really hyper focused on that, that's probably the best thing you can do.
Absolutely. And then I do want to ask, so for this, with this being the first event, how long was this kind of underway, or how long was this a thought for you guys?
It's probably been a thought since I don't know, January or February, and admittedly sort of pulled together a little quickly, but we did start in March or so, reaching out to courses and saying that we were going to do this, and we got a few of our key courses on board with it early, which helped, and then from there it sort of kept on trickling down. Youth on Course National out in California was really supportive of it, and they helped a lot. But yeah, we started planning early in the calendar year, and now we sort of have a head start. We're thinking about next year and how we can improve it and continue to grow it. So hopefully we see this grow and become a bigger thing even in 2025.
Yeah, absolutely. And then just to kind of close out here, do you have any additional comments or feedback, again, I know you gave recommendations for associations, but just anything else about this event that you would like to include?
No, I mean, I think that, like I said, the biggest thing is getting your courses to participate and be involved in it if that's the direction you want to go. But media connections are huge. That was probably the one thing that helped this elevate to the point that it was, is that we were able to get in with the bigger radio stations in town, had a ton of interviews on those, had a ton of different cuts and advertisements through there. And then we also had TV as well. So, getting on those where we know we have a lot of eyeballs is big. And then, you mentioned it earlier, the influencer marketing just continues to grow. That's such an important piece of this. Everyone that we know is on social media. Those are the people that we want to reach. A lot of those people maybe aren't members of the MGA right now, and we want them to be. So the more that we can get in front of them and promote our product, promote the game of golf, then I think that's better off for us. So tapping into every angle of the media marketing is really important for this.
Absolutely. Well, that's all I was going to say. That's great comments there. So just with that being said, thank you so much for taking the time to talk about Golf Day Minnesota. And thank you for obviously always putting those efforts in growing the game.
Yeah, thanks, Santana. And obviously, thanks to the IAGA for putting this together. I think it's great.
As a reminder, if your association would like to highlight a program or initiative, please reach out to me, Santana Shipley at shipley@iaga.org.